not too long from now, a fantastic card is planned for the fans in the big smoke of London, England. Traversing across the Atlantic into enemy territory will be Philadelphia's own Sean Brady. Sean, thank you so much for joining us. Before we talk about fights or the layoff, I've got to talk about that shirt that you're kind of hiding with your arm. It feels like it's a Philadelphia Eagles shirt, and I'm going to give you some time here to talk about your beloved Eagles.
Do we have to give him all the time?
I know, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
My thing is with Laura, it's like, how does it feel to know that the entire country hates your team? Like, the Chiefs are hated by everybody. So Philly's not very loved, but every single person wanted to see the Chiefs lose that night, and they got smoked. So it worked out good for us.
You did smoke us. I'm going to give you that, absolutely. But I mean, I'm supposed to be the one asking the questions, but I will answer it and give you the answer you're looking for. I moved to Kansas City when I was 8. So I will tell you that I spent decades with nothing to celebrate. So I'm okay being a little bit hated for now, but absolutely have to hand it to you guys. You guys whooped our butts, so.
Yeah. It was. I had a feeling that it was gonna. I've had a feeling it was gonna play out, but I didn't think it was gonna be that bad. That was. We looked good that night.
You did.
So hopefully we can keep it going.
Listen, bask in the glory of it, because the Eagles fans are certainly a passionate fan base. And you had so much to celebrate on that day. Not only did your team get the Super Bowl victory, but far more important, your daughter was born just minutes before kickoff. Yeah. How has life changed since becoming a dad?
Man, it's awesome, to be honest. It's the best thing that ever happened to me. Puts a whole different spin on life. Like, you just appreciate life a lot more. So that Sunday, we go to the hospital that morning, and my wife kind of called it. She was due the Thursday coming up, and they induced her on that Sunday, and she had a feeling that it was going to be Super Bowl Sunday when it happened. So we get to the hospital, and then hours keep going by, and we're like, man, this is going to happen close to the game. And then she started pushing for like 25 minutes, and then at 6:12, 18 minutes to spare, Veda was here, and then we were watching the Super Bowl. So it couldn't have worked out any better.
You know, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm actually shocked there were any doctors in Philadelphia that were willing to even be at the hospital, considering that the Eagles were playing.
So that's the funny thing is, they said, do you want to do it Sunday or Monday? And she was just ready to have it over with. She was like, we were thinking not that many people were going to be willing to deliver on Sunday. So, but there was a few in there, but all the nurses and doctors, like, we were watching it I had my iPad, then we had it on the TV. So everybody was watching. It was a really cool experience.
Well, knowing, of course, that this date was imminent, were there any discussions between you and your wife about, scheduling a fight, not scheduling a fight? Because you were raising your hand a lot at the end of the year.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, after Gilbert, I wanted to fight in January before the baby got here, because I tore a couple ligaments in my thumb in that fight. So I had to have surgery. So I couldn't fight in December, but January was like perfect time frame. We didn't hear anything from the UFC, so I was calling for the March 22nd card, and we talked about it prior. We're like, hey, if I can get Leon in London, he's a #1 contender. That's something like I would push for, and I'd be okay with leaving the baby, leaving her, and she was fine with it as well. Turns out Jack gets to fight. So at this point, I'm trying to fight in Miami. I still haven't heard anything, so I didn't know when I was fighting. She gives birth on Sunday. We get home on Tuesday. My phone's on Do Not Disturb because I'm getting blown up from everybody. Just that they congratulated me, and my manager Lloyd called me. And I'm like, all right, he's probably just calling me to see how dad life is. But turns out that he calls me and he tells me something's going on with Jack. We didn't know at that point what was going on. And they wanted me to fight in London. So I was like, all right, well, I was walking my dog. I'm like, I have to go home and talk to my wife. So I'll give you an answer in the morning, because I was I was excited about it. It's the fight I wanted. Still 5 weeks away. And I was training because I knew, I had a feeling something like this was going to happen. And me and Kristen had conversations before where I train all year round. Like, if a short notice opportunity came up and it was worth it and I could be ready, we were going to take it. So I came home, I talked to her, and she was on board. And here we are about 2 weeks out. I leave next week for London. So, yeah, I had a baby, got a short notice fight. It was a whirlwind. I think people think like I knew about this fight longer than I did. I literally found out 3 weeks ago. So, yeah, it's all new to me too.
We can see the little one right over your shoulder there, your daughter Veda. When you got the call,
Yeah,
were
yeah.
you fully, at least psychologically, I know you're always training, but were you psychologically immersed in new dad mode? I mean, it's a huge life shift. And how hard was it to kind of shift
Yeah.
gears and be like, man, I've got to fight, and it's right around the corner.
Yeah. Well, so we got out of the hospital. I was going to take off training the entire week because I was just going to stay home. I didn't have a fight, so I had 2 days of rest, which I never do. So it was probably a good thing that I had a baby, and then I got the call because I got to rest for 2 days, which is something, if you know me, I never ever do. So it probably worked out in my favor. I had a couple of days off. Being in the gym is never a problem I've ever had. My coaches probably think I train too much. People probably think I'm in there too often. So, but I did have a feeling something like this was going to happen. And ever since I fought Gilbert and had my first main event, I've been doing all my training as if all of my fights are going to be 5 rounds. And if one comes up and it's not, then hey, I just got to do extra work, you know? So all of my sprint work, my bike workouts, all my sparring has been going off of me doing a main event 5 minute round fight. So, no nerves there, and it was still 5.5 weeks out, so I still had plenty of time to get a game plan, get with Dean Thomas, get with my coach John Marquez, get with everybody, and yeah, I'm just making every single day. I'm not counting the days, I'm making the days count, and I just got home from practice. I'm 2 weeks out. I'm feeling great. It doesn't give me time to get burnout training or overthinking anything. Like, yeah, everything's been going pretty good.
New baby, fight on the horizon, packed schedule. You still make time for us, which we appreciate. You talk about that Gilbert Burns fight, first UFC main event, a big win over a very tested veteran in Gilbert Burns. What were
Yeah.
your largest takeaways from that experience?
Just going 5 rounds. 5 rounds in a fight and 5 rounds in the gym is completely different. So I was just very proud of myself that I was able to fight 5 rounds with Gilbert and hold the pace that I did. A lot of output, and like I said earlier, I hurt my hand in that fight, so I really didn't even have a right hand to throw. So yeah, just being able to adapt and improvise, score takedowns on Gilbert, and just kind of beat him overall in an entire mixed martial arts fight. I outstruck him on the feet. I took him down more. I had more control time. So I just feel like I had a really good showing that night. And like I said, I wanted to fight in January, but I'm happy that I got something in the first quarter of this year because it was looking like I didn't know when I was going to fight at this point. So yeah, I got a fight in March. Like these last couple of years, I've only had one fight. Like I wouldn't be active. So getting a fight early in the year guarantees me another fight this year. So yeah, I'm super excited.
Yeah, you've been on a great run, and obviously always ideal to have takeaways from a win. But I do want to ask you about the Belal Muhammad fight. That was a fight where you
Yeah.
did have to go
Yep.
overseas, fight in enemy
Yep.
territory. Of course, you always have the biggest takeaways when things don't go your way. What do you
Yeah.
take
Yeah.
from that fight that might even propel you into the fight coming up?
Yeah, so that Sean Brady is I don't even remember who that guy is at this point. That was I say to people all the time, and it's funny, before I lost my fight, people would always say to me, "You learn more when you lose." And at that point I never lost. So I'm like, yeah, you're only saying that because you lost. But I was 15-0. I didn't know any better. Me losing that fight changed my life, made me a better husband, a better fighter, a better human being, just a better person. I learned a lot about myself. I had to take some time and really do some soul searching, work on my mental. I got with a couple of mental coaches, and yeah, just really hammer some stuff out and just truly believe in myself. Like that fight, it was going. I thought the first round was going really good. But in the moment, I just kind of let it slip away, and I wasn't focused for the 15 minutes. And that's all I focus on now is being super present in the moment, focused on what I'm doing. That's what my entire Kelvin Gastelum camp was. The fight, same with Gilbert. That entire Gilbert camp and being in that fight was just being present, not thinking about anything else. And that's kind of what I did in that Belal fight. I got hit with people always like online, they're like, oh, you got knocked out by a Belal. I never went down, was fully awake the entire time. Yes, I got TKO'd. I should have thrown punches back, but looking back, I'm so happy I lost that fight, because if I would have won that fight, I would have been a number one contender fighting for a belt. And I wasn't ready at that time. I was too young. I was too immature. Now I've had some years since then. I'm ready to go. Like I'm looking forward to going to London, going into Leon's backyard and fighting him. Because at the end of the day, nobody in London can get in there and save Leon from me that night. So it's just going to be me and him in there. And yeah, it's Sean Brady now would murder Sean Brady of 2022, and that's what I always just try to do each year. I just want to become a better and better version of myself.
Well, the proof has certainly been in the product in the fights since then. As you look at the fight with Leon, obviously, I know you're a student of the game. You do a lot of tape study. In particular, that Belal fight between Belal and Leon. Is that a fight where you see things and you say, I can do that too?
Yeah, 100%. Like, listen, if me and Belal fight 10 times, I beat him 9 times. He beat me the one time that it mattered, but I'm going to get my get back with Belal, and he knows it. Like it's gonna happen whether he's the champion or he loses his belt and he's the number one contender. I'm going to fight him again. Nothing but respect for him, but I have to get that one back. But if you look at that fight, he did amazing, and he laid out some really good things to do against Leon. But Leon's an amazing striker. He's also a good grappler. Like in that fight, he took Belal down. He had Belal's back, so he also did the same thing to Kamaru. So you can't sleep on Leon's grappling, and I'm not. Like I'm ready for him on the feet. I'm ready for him on the ground. I just think I'm a better full mixed martial arts fighter than Leon is, and I'm prepared to fight either submit him, TKO him, or fight him for 25 minutes of the hardest 25 minutes he's ever going to experience.
As you're talking to us, Sean, it seems like you have this sense of excitement about going into his backyard, about going onto enemy territory. You know, 17-0 in the US, there's one hiccup on your record, and it was overseas. Did you learn anything about that international travel? Was it just, oh, this just so happened to be overseas? Is there anything adjustment-wise that you would like to make to be best prepared to fight in a different time zone in a different country?
Yeah. I think it just so happened it was overseas, but Abu Dhabi is definitely a completely different beast than London. London's 5 hours. I only went to Abu Dhabi, I think I got there on the Thursday before, so I'm almost going to London the same amount of time I'm going to, I went to Abu Dhabi, and Abu Dhabi was an extra 7 hours ahead. So yeah, if I ever fought there again, I'd probably go there for a month or something before. But I talked to all the guys, Charles at the PI, Paul. I talked to a bunch of people who have fought in London, and they're like, listen, like a week is more than enough time to be acclimated. So yeah, there's no elevation or anything like that. Like Joey Piper's fighting in Mexico City the week after me. He's sleeping in an elevation tent. Like me personally, I'd be like moving to Mexico for a month because like the elevation there is crazy. So, but yeah, I talked to many people. They said London, 1 week, I'll be good to go. My team's going with me. So yeah, at the end of the day, it's the same UFC octagon, whether it's at the Apex, London, Abu Dhabi. I just have to go in there and be focused, present for 25 minutes, and I'll beat Leon, and I'll come home to my wife and my baby girl, and I'll be waking up doing some 3 a.m. feeds for my wife so she can sleep in because she's sacrificing some sleep right now.
Yeah, absolutely. You owe her a little bit of back pay there, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Before we let you go, you know, Leon Edwards said that you have a style he's comfortable facing. How do you make him uncomfortable and get your hand raised in London?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's not very smart of Leon to say. He's saying he's comfortable with that, but every time he loses, it's to somebody with my style. And I think I do it better than Kamaru, better than Belal, better than all these guys. And even if you look earlier in his record, Claudio Silva did the same thing, took him down, pinned him. So I don't think he's that comfortable with it. But I think the problem with guys like Leon or anybody in this division is they think I'm just going to come and grapple. I know how to punch. I know how to kick. I know how to strike. I hit hard. I'm getting better every day. So if he just thinks I'm going to come out there and wrestle him for 25 minutes, he's going to be in for a rude awakening. But I'm just going to go there. I'm going to be me, fight my fight, and I'm going to get my hand raised. Whether, like I said, it's a TKO, a submission, a knockout, I'm winning. I'm getting my hand raised. I'll be the number one contender. And yeah, I'll come back to Philly. We have a Super Bowl. They'll have a number one contender under them. And I'll enjoy some time with my baby girl, and I'll get back to it.
Well, life is very good for Sean Brady. Sean, we appreciate your time. Currently ranked number 5 in the welterweight division, but on March 22nd on British soil, you have the opportunity to get a lot closer to that world championship. Thank you for your
Number
time.
one.
Tell your wife
Thank
we
you.
appreciate
Thank you,
it.
Sean.
Congrats to you
I
guys, and
will.
we'll see you very soon.
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Thank you. Oh man, there's so much going on
I
in these fighters'
know.
lives. I'm so glad that we get to talk about it and discuss it because it's not just gym home,
No.
self-serving job. But I do want to talk about the matchup between Sean Brady and the former champion in Leon Edwards. Sean is such a great grappler, and he's got that gritty Philly style that we see in all sports, really. But Leon Edwards, savvy striker, but has prepared for grapplers now for so long. In your mind, what really does this matchup look like for a potential 25?
Well, you make a great point because Leon Edwards has spent the last 2.5 years preparing for grapplers. That's not who he was preparing for in Jack Della Maddalena, but I don't know that that necessarily matters. He has spent so much time thinking about how his unique style of striking matches against a guy who's going to try to put him against the fence and take him down to the mat. You know, for Sean Brady, though, he has now a blueprint in terms of what Belal Muhammad was able to do to Leon Edwards. The pressure, the volume, the way that Belal approached that fight absolutely suffocated the offense that we've seen Leon Edwards, be so known for, the incredible outside kickboxing. The flip side of that, though, is, of course, that Leon Edwards is going to watch that. And just like Sean is a much better version than he was after his loss to Belal, we can only expect the same thing from Leon Edwards as well. So it will be fascinating to see what adjustments Leon makes and whether Sean has what it takes to pour on that type of volume and pressure him and suffocate him just like we saw Belal do.
Yeah, a true pivotal matchup in this welterweight division, a whole lot on the line. And don't forget, the only place you can watch Edwards versus Brady is, of course, on ESPN+.